Hello everybody, Carlos Toro here. I'm joined on the line by the WBA Super Bantamweight Champion, Brandon Figueroa. He's going to be defending his title against Damien Vazquez September 26th on pay-per-view. Brandon, how have you been?
I'm doing good. Just looking forward to September 26th, and I'm very excited.
Obviously this has been the longest break, or at least in between fights, in your pro career. How difficult has it been sort of dealing with the pandemic, not getting to fight as much as I'm sure you would have loved, and just overall, just getting that time in between your last fight and this fight, sort of just letting your time, your body rest and just everything in between?
Oh, yes, of course. Last fight I went into the fight with injuries. But, with this quarantine, with the time off, I used it wisely and decided to, look for therapy. Because for, last year, for example, I was training. I would only get, maybe 2 weeks rest, pause, maybe 3, and then right back to the gym, to the grind. So with this quarantine, I used it wisely and decided to, look for some therapy, and I got it done. I took my injuries. The time off has sort of affected, my activeness, but despite that, I recovered from my injuries, and I feel like I'm 100%. I'm stronger. I feel like I'm just a better fighter.
So obviously with the pandemic and everything, a lot of people have had different ways to sort of pass the time and everything. Was there something you kind of did besides, going to therapy and just resting? Was it, how different was your day to day when, during the pandemic and not knowing when you were going to fight next?
Oh, well, thank God to technology, just playing games, staying inside, Netflix. Thank God I have my own private gym, so I would go, do a little workout here and there, hang out with my friends and family, just not really do much because there wasn't really much to do, especially down here to begin with. There's nothing really much to do down here to begin with. So, I just decided to just stay cooped up and recover, try not to get the COVID-19. I know down here where I live, the cases here were rising, increasingly. There was a lot of cases down here, so I had to be careful with that. But I think for now, I think there have been lower cases. I'm not sure. I haven't really checked the statistics on that. But despite that, just been busy with it. I haven't really been crazy until I think June. That's when I started training. And been staying consistent, been staying busy, and now we gotta fight it, and just ready to throw it on the ring and leave it on the ring.
So obviously this fight being on pay-per-view later this month, when did you first sort of learn that you were going to be on this platform? Obviously a very, very unique pay-per-view with essentially 2 pay-per-view shows in one. When did you kind of learn, and how excited were you that you were finally going to get a fight, and especially one on a big platform such as pay-per-view?
Yeah, on him, he just told me to stay busy, stay consistent, and that's what we did. We had been working since June, and I think we got to it, late July, and as soon as I heard the news, we started getting busy with it. We started, just taking it more seriously. We got together with my team, and ever since I've been consistent with it, and just waiting for September 26th, and now I'm so happy that it's, getting closer and closer every day, and I can't wait to perform.
So how different was this training camp compared to some of your previous ones? Because obviously I'm sure it must have been, things must have changed when it comes to maybe how you guys handle got other people working at the gym, sparring, and how different was it compared to any fight you've had prior to this one?
No, of course. I feel like this quarantine was really helpful for me because due to the fact that that I recovered from my injuries. Because that fight I couldn't really train, I couldn't really spar because of my injuries. I did the most that I could with them, but with this training camp, I'm full out, just sparring and just letting my hands go. I don't hold my punches back anymore. I just feel in tremendous shape. My my body feels amazing. My injuries haven't bothered me. So yeah, I'm just getting more work in. The work rate has been increased definitely. Yeah, I've been sparring my stablemates. I try not to really spar people from the valley because of the whole COVID, and just sparring with my stablemates, and we are just keeping a safe protocol at the gym. But yeah, I work on it. Sure, I come later to the gym, I go run, and then I spar and train. So yeah, I feel like this training camp has definitely been really good to me, just due to the fact that my injuries have recovered and I'm willing to do a lot more. But yeah, after the last few training camps, yeah, I can definitely say that this has been one of my best ones thus far.
So, obviously now moving on to the fight itself, I mean, Damien has fought a couple of names, most notably Juan Carlos Payano, and he's mentioned in the past that his goal is obviously not just to win, but to also make it an all-out war. What do you sort of make of those comments, and what is kind of your overall assessment of Damien Vazquez?
I think he's a great fighter. He definitely talks a lot, but he's a good fighter. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. Our game plan is always the same. We always train our hardest for whichever fighter we face, no matter the records, no matter who they face. We always get ready like if I'm the underdog and the champion. That's the mentality you gotta have. But definitely, yeah, he has a good style. I mean, I honestly don't think for him saying he's gonna go to toe-to-toe with me, I don't think he's gonna really last. I don't think he's got my power. But I feel like once he does, I don't think he's gonna want to stand toe-to-toe with me. But we'll see how it goes. It's gonna be a very interesting fight, but I feel like my pressure is gonna be too much, my power is gonna be too much, my punch output is gonna be too much. So yeah, it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good fan to the show. I can guarantee you that. And yeah, I'm just really looking forward for this fight. I'm just basically hungry. I'm basically hungry just to fight someone, just to hit someone in the head. That passion that I have and I get for all the boxers. Every boxer has that instinct to want to fight, and that I'm pretty sure they love that feeling when they hit someone. So yeah, just looking forward for that. And I can say that I don't think Damien Vazquez is gonna handle the pressure or just handle the heartbreaker.
So, obviously moving, after that fight against Julio Ceja, obviously, he missed weight by a lot, and you mentioned you dealt with sort of some injuries in preparation for this fight, but how much do you kind of sort of want to sort of get the taste out of, not getting the win against Ceja, out of your mouth, considering, this was the first time that you've had a pro fight and it didn't it result in a win for you?
No, yes, of course, yeah. We've trained to fight. My dad has instilled this mentality, that no matter what, we're warriors. If it doesn't kill us, it makes us stronger. My older brother has fought with injuries, with broken hands during fights. He's trained with broken hands and still performed and got the win. So I feel like those adversities challenge us, and if that doesn't make you a better fighter, then I don't know what else will. I know, once I feel like a lot of fighters will break under pressure, would fold under pressure if something like that were to happen, and I feel like if I'm willing to push through that in the fight, if something were to happen to me, I would be able to handle that because I sparred with injuries, I fought with injuries. I pushed myself through a lot, and I feel like I can say that if something were to happen to me in the middle of a fight, I feel like I have that mentality, that heart to push through it. And I feel like a lot of fighters wouldn't handle what me and my brother have gone through. Well, I was speaking for myself, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot of fighters out there that push through crazy injuries like that. But for the moment, I feel like, I know he also mentioned that he had some issues with Payano and Nicolao. I mean, I had issues with Ceja, and he came overweight, and he still didn't manage to beat me. So that there alone has a lot to say. Just what I can say, what a fighter is made out of. But yeah, I mean, I know I didn't get the win. I feel like Ceja, for him being in 6 worth out of fight, I honestly didn't over, and I still took it. You know, that just says a lot about the fighting spirit in me. I don't care to get in there. I just want to fight.
You know, a couple of things before I let you go. You know, obviously, things have sort of shifted a lot of boxers' plans throughout the pandemic. Obviously, what are your goals now for 2021? Obviously, if assuming you come out on top in this fight, is that still to sort of try to unify, get the big fights at 122, or has there been more talks about potentially moving up in weight?
Yeah, you know, of course, you know, there's always potential fight with unifying belts, moving up. But we'll see after this fight. But I mean, I always said that I wanted to mix it up in there with the champions at 122. You know, just honestly, anyone that gives you great fights at the time. I feel like I'm at a point where I'm ready, I'm hungry, and I mean, I'm young, I'm 23, and I have a lot to prove. You know, I have to prove myself in this fighting world, and not only prove to myself, but prove to others that I belong in that world class level. And not only, but I just want to get better. You know, the better opposition I fight, the better as a fighter I grow, the better as a person, physically, mentally. You know, I feel like my fighting level will definitely increase. My experience, you know, getting in there with top notch level fighters. So yeah, you know, just anyone that makes an interesting fight and that's a good fight, right fight. And yeah, I mean, I'm ready to challenge anyone, to be honest. Just waiting for the right timing. Hopefully everything goes well, God willing, and we'll leave it to God's hands and my promoter, my manager, to get everything right.
Final question. What is your prediction for this fight? Do you expect a 0 to scorecards, or do you expect an all-out war ending in a knockout?
Yes, I feel like my pressure will be enough for me to stop Damien Vazquez.
Brandon Figueroa, WBA Super Bantamweight champion, facing Damien Vazquez September 26th on pay-per-view. Brandon, thanks so much for taking time, and best of luck on September 26th.
Thank you for having me.